Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. So this here is going to be a reading for the sign of Taurus, for the feminine, the masculine energy, for cross watchers, anybody resonating with the sign of Taurus. This reading is intended for July 2021, but in time is going to become timeless. So if you find yourself here, there is a message in this for you. And if you wanted to make a donation to my channel or to book a personal reading with me, everything is in the description box below. So what I'm seeing here is simple, like Taurus having to change their energy. I believe that some of you are like, it's like that type, sorry about that, the type of disconnect, that I know of. It's like either your spirituality is not it for you, you're trying to go back to it. Absolutely. Like, somebody neglecting their spirituality to be like, let me worry about my job and things. I can feel like moments, tower moments, bringing you back, quite frankly, to earth. Forcing you to change the energy so that you would finally be happy. Some of you, your person is your problem, is the problem, a little bit like, I gotta take care of somebody. Yeah. And for others, your person is going to force you to change, to stop like being actually so down to earth, to be like, there is something beyond money and work. Some of you dived into your work for the longest and forgot, what was happening in your lives. Time to change your energy, Taurus, and I can tell you it's more so towards spirituality. What lights you up? You see what I'm trying to tell you? To me, Taurus are the atheists, amongst believers. Not that you cannot believe, but always trying to rationalize things. And from rationalizing, only comes one thing. You don't have that fire within, that passion within, that, whatever it is, those sparks and that nuclear energy within. Somebody needs to figure out what makes them happy. If they have a passion, what lights you up, except apart from being passive to certain situations, because that's what a Taurus does as well. Denial can only push you so far. Somebody needs to find themselves and figure out what makes them happy. Do you see that? Don't deem to fit in. Denial, passivity, that's what's happening for the moment. And trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? I can tell you something to Taurus. Some of you, you're going to discover that your guy has been cheating on you, or like that your person is having somewhat of a secret from you, and I think you're not going to like it. Into what lights you up, problems and like conflicts, tower moments between you and your person. Stop dimming to fit in, Taurus. Trust the feeling. What is this thing trying to tell you about your situation? Most likely that something is wrong, but you don't want to see it, or you're closing your eyes to it. It's trying to teach you something spiritually, those lessons, but a lot of Taurus just ignore it. They go about life not caring about that. Do you see that? I don't read this deck in reverse. Do you see? Your guidance is divinely guided, but in reverse. That's what a Taurus does. Atheist amongst believers. They don't care for spirit. So don't, wonder why spirit doesn't care for you. Everything in this life here is spiritual, from what you have to what you don't have. So your blessings and your problems, they come from spirit. Time to stop ignoring them or it. More so. Somebody does not believe a situation is going to make a believer out of you. And trust this feeling that you're getting, into what lights you up. You're going to be angry for some, or like it's going to push you to your limits, where you are going to come out of your little mode. Taurus, like, passive. Exactly. Don't deem to fit in. I'm telling you. Why? I just corrected the energy, and spirit is saying to me it's going to be very hard for you to break that chain. Very hard for you to come back to more like, I don't know how to explain this. But if you're an earth sign, you're anchored in this here is time for you to start floating a little bit and believe in, quite frankly. It's very hard for you to think in these terms here, and especially to stop being passive to your person. I'm telling you, it's time for you, Taurus, to break a lot of bad habits, chains around you. And I can tell you something, always, it's always going to be the case with you. And like a sign like Capricorn, you know, find back to this divine guidance, because this is the only one that could ever work for you. Let me correct this. It's funny. Priestess, how is more so you being called to step up and lead instead of being so passive. You know, don't let your person do whatever they want with you. It's not going to make it better, you know. Instead, step up and lead. And I hope that you have heard me. And some of you, you're going to discover certain secrets or stuff that your person is hiding from you. And you can already feel it, and you're not going to like it. Something that you want is not growing exactly into these problems here. Something that you want or care about is absolutely not growing the way that you want to. I'm telling you, it's divinely orchestrated. Social skills, I'm hearing it here too. Somebody's losing social skills because you don't believe, you know, so people are become nobody, or they don't really matter to you. A Taurus would love a couple of people, but then the whole world does not matter to them. I'm telling you. And some of you, you're not speaking to your loved ones, like your family and things like this, just like getting more and more into your mode. You know, this thing here, and some of you will recognize yourself in this, especially the achievers that are listening to me. You think you're building on something. Yeah, I'm telling you, this thing is not firm. Anybody can rock your world, you know, because your core belief for some of you guys is not it. You believe in this one here. When I'm saying this one here can be taken when your life is done, then how are you going to enjoy your money? Some of you, you've built, you know, your whole existence on something that was shaky, and it's time for you to dive into that and into this throat chakra and this social, you know, interactions more. So check out your families, your friends, your upbringing, the very people that you can't even talk to anymore for some of you. They're the ones, you know, who made this out of you. Somebody who's too down to earth, and I'm saying to you, it's time to come back to the passion, to the life instead, to the divinity within you, to the God within you, to love, to all of these feelings, you know, instead of trying to kill the fire. Just to be able to function in this one situation here. Somebody's killing their fire, and it's time for you to reignite it. Exactly. Otherwise, you'd be suffering in silence, and a lot of you have been doing that for a long time, planning for it to get better, not understanding that feeding this very energy here is the reason why it never got better. Some of you here are selfish, Spirit is saying to me. And even if you give in some form, it is selfish because it's material things instead of like giving. I don't know how to explain this. You see me? I'm not giving you anything that you can keep. I mean, catch in your hand. But yeah, absolutely, you can keep it. Taurus, like I can see it here. Somebody just thinking that giving to you is going to solve the core problem. And most likely it is you, Taurus, who's giving either of like, I don't know how to explain this. It can go so far as money, trying to make somebody's situation, you know, feel good, especially for my men out there, being somebody's, you know, sugar daddy, thinking that there's going to solve the problem. Is not going to work. Exactly, into this magician in reverse. And I can tell you, if you could cheat your way out of this here, not being in tune with yourself, or like not changing for the longest time, yeah, this one thing is going to be taken away from you. Believe me. At this point here, you need to be in tune with yourself. And you need to check yourself out. If this passion here, or like this like divine energy is not flowing through you, the first thing that's going to be like attacked or like hurt by this is your sacral chakra, your sexual energy. So for women, you know, You won't want your guy so much, and for men, yeah, you already know it won't work like you want to. It's because you know you're dimming your own light just to be okay beside somebody who's not always all right. You know, you got to be mindful of that. And I'm not worried here because I don't care how you did it. Yeah, it's not going to be working for you anymore. You need to see that somebody is giving to you as well. Exactly. Let me see. Yeah. This one here. It's funny, I can see it here. Some of you just see in the light, you know, but you can't psych yourself to move on. I'm telling you, you will have no choice but to. This balance is going to be restored. You've had way too much patience for some for some of you in a very toxic situation. And it's time for you to stand your ground instead of accepting any kind of treatment just because you want to be happy. That's not happiness, it's just you're lying to yourself. And I'm not worried because the universe is going to force you to just see what I'm trying to tell you. You deserve to be happy, Taurus, and all the way, not just, you know, like that. Exactly. Blessed all the way. Solar plexus chakra by the universe, not just with what you have, but also like your love life, your family. Blessed all the ways. What you deserve, you know, Taurus. And for that, you better connect to the Almighty, because what I'm seeing here is going to force you to change into being a believer, quite frankly. And that there means removing the stuff from you that you want, so you know, so that you can see how much you can grow around that loss, quite frankly. Let's go on. Yeah. Taurus being forced to change into welcoming passion back in hello into their lives. I gotta take this as my food. Sorry about that. It's like when my food calls, yeah, no, nobody. So I had to take care of this. What I'm seeing here, you'll be forced to cause a hell of a cycle in your life into discovering yourself, quite frankly. Discovering what you can tolerate, what you can have, and what you cannot. I'm seeing it here. This, what you call it. You being tolerant is your problem, you know. Taurus, I can see it here, especially to the person who is like the closest to you. Most likely you take too much from them. This one here, some of you cannot move on for your life, even if your person was toxic, you know, it's a problem. You keep giving to them, even if they're toxic to you, and you're not moving on, and you expect the situation to change. It is not. The universe is going to force you to change. Queen of Cups, like I know what I'm talking about. And be careful, because most likely there are third-party situations in your mix. Some of you are justified trying to stay where you are, because it's a little bit like, do not, you know, destroy your relationship over somebody else. Is the truth, you know. I have to stick to the message. There is a third party, but for some of you, walking away is going to be something that you would regret. Take what resonates, you know. But I'm saying to you, the other half has to walk away. Your person needs to see that you can walk away from them. Some of you have to stay. You would know, believe me. And what I'm seeing here is crazy. Spirit is saying to me, for my women out there, you finally managed to build something with the man, or to get married. Took you a long time to find your man, and you're simply afraid to lose him. You cannot think like that. And there you are, for my women. Most likely as women, you know, try to have the strength to leave, or to check somebody who's not treating you the right way. And for men, you know, it must be really messed up where you are, but just hang on. Especially if, you know, there was somebody else involved with your woman, or these kind of situations, you do not walk away, is what I'm hearing here. And I hope you can navigate through these messages. They are what they are. We have Aries and Taurus, Sagittarius, Libra, Those are some signs that I can give you already, and definitely your own energy here, Taurus. And a lot of you are in the dark night of the soul, or somebody close to you. Like, yeah. And it's funny, nearly all of you, there's one woman who's like special in your life, yeah, whether it be a mother, a daughter, a sister, or your girlfriend, yeah, she's not doing well for the moment, or you're not speaking to her for the moment, yeah, it's breaking both of your hearts, yeah, into this conversation that needs to happen, yeah. You will see, Taurus, you disconnect from your family for some of you over this person that you're with who's trying to isolate you. Yeah, and they can even isolate you from your own friends. But the wheel is going to turn. And it's for the better, no matter what it looks, you know, no matter what these problems and things, you know, look like. If you step up, you're going to be receiving this love and you're going to be okay. The end result is love for you. So stop tolerating somewhat of madness, you know, in your life. And I hope that you have heard me. Let me see. Is the truth what I'm saying to you? Is there you or your person? Yes, somebody is experiencing the dark night of the soul beside you. It can be, it's not even your person, yeah, but you're too worried about your toxic situation to come to help to somebody who needs you. They're very close to you. It's a woman for most. And some of you, it's just your person beside you, you know, who's hurting. And I don't know if you can see that. Spirit is saying to me, you talk that good talk for some of you, you know, Taurus, but inside your children, spiritually. If somebody was to listen to you, they'd figure out that you got it all in check, yeah? But if somebody is like me, and they can see through you, your children, you know, in spirit, because you really don't believe for some of you, you better start believing, because it's the only real thing in this world here, yeah? I can't explain, but believe me, what I'm telling you is the truth. The Creator is the only thing that's real in this life here. And somebody needs to go back, you know, to passion. And I'm sorry, I have to say, that's one of you here, you're dealing with the player, you're about to figure him out, you know. And I have also what you call it, Virgo energy here, yeah. You're here, you're Taurus, you're resonating with an Aries or a Virgo. Most likely this man is like cheating on you or something. I can see it here. That MF, some of you, you're not talking to your guy anymore. Be careful of these tower moments. Most likely you're going to have an argument with your person where you don't talk to them anymore. It keeps coming up, you know. You're not complete in the situation that you're living, which is why all these problems are happening. It's a form of utopia. You don't have to believe me, because essentially you're not complete in the situation, and it's time for you to move on from that. I'm not worried. Part of it is karma, sure, but the other part is the universe who's not playing with you anymore. So if I were you, I would just change. You would be giving no choice into this card here. Break the chain, and your guidance is divinely guided. The universe is going to support your change, your transformation. Absolutely. This one here is that clinger in you. Has nothing to do with arts or sexuality. You're clinging on to your person for no reason. Patience with them, that like passive attitude, I'm telling you. What is it going to take for you to just like put your foot down? Because some of you Taurus, you control your whole like professional environment, and you come back to be submissive to somebody. I know of you guys. It's silly. This part here, being submissive yet to a toxic energy, is the reason why you're suffering. And on top of that is the reason why they reject you too, because they know they don't even deserve you. You settled on Taurus. For most of you, it's time for you to start dreaming bigger and to start getting wild a little bit. A lot of you, you're like, again, dimming your own light, you know, to fit in, leaving you in with the hole in the soul. And it's funny, he keeps saying to me, you're not capable of doing just that. Well, you know what to do if you want to be happy in love. Don't tolerate the madness, you know, but it says it here. Something I didn't even know about Taurus is hard for you. Once you establish this, I never knew, but me, I trust spirit, yeah. Once you establish like a connection that you want, yeah, you cannot let go, is what it's saying to me, especially my women who've been waiting a long time for this man. Into this card, wild, yeah, he can do anything he wants to you. That's not the move. Mature woman, time for you, especially my women, and actually anybody involved here. The woman in this equation's got to grow the F up. Therefore the man too. If you're naive, time to put it to an end. If you're childish or your woman is childish, your man, your Taurus listening to me, it's time for you to make this one woman here understand that she needs to grow up. And most likely you live with the person that I'm describing. You're making your house like not like a sanctuary, you know, not like a home, quite frankly. The woman needs to grow up, to really look her guy in the eyes, or to grow up by herself. Most of you living together is not a home. You don't have any expectations for yourself, Taurus. You're just going with the flow of bad things, you know. And into this judication in reverse, you think, you know, what you're doing is balanced or is fair. Like, let me just keep it like this. You're hurting your relationship more than you know. And some of you are about to figure out into that, like, world card that keeps coming up. You know, you can't go on like that. Exactly. Because essentially, a lot of you are in jail where they are. Some of you are staying where you are just because you have children. That's not the move either. And into this coffin here. Coffin, some of you are going to put your guy into this coffin because you would not take it anymore. It's very hard for you, but I can feel it here. Some of you would manage, you know, to like stop, cut this very, you know, toxic situations around you, and that there is it's the hardest thing for you to do. I can see it even in imprisonment, especially if you have children. You're not going to leave this guy. Yes, some of you have to, even if it's temporary, and some of you it's permanent. You would understand. Be careful. Some of you, you're like, you know, hurting yourself. You don't have to believe me by tolerating such treatments for some. And one of you here, you're just accepting that because the man has money. I can tell you something, my love. The Almighty has more money than this one here. Just leave. You won't regret it. And somebody's getting divorced here from a wealthy man. Just leave. You won't regret it. The Almighty is wealthier than your guy. Exactly. He's not your guy. And he's not the Almighty. False person. Be careful, because you know, most likely the person beside you is not giving you the straight program, like to tell you who they really are, you know. And for my women listening to me, is your husband who appears to be somebody that he's not, and you're not even worried about this. For some of you, you're naive, very naive, and you're dealing with somebody who is not naive, believe me. Main female. To my men over here, yeah, your woman is not naive. And to my women listening to me, at time to step up into this main female, to get somebody to respect you. And my message, sorry, has been delivered to you into this gift here. I hope that you have heard me. This is like for a lot of you the energy of Taurus for the moment. And you know, it's spirit saying me, say that to them. I hope you have received my gift to you, because what I'm saying to you is going to push you towards real love, a real man for you, a real woman, somebody who's going, yeah, I like that strength card. Some of you are dealing with the Leo, but it's not that, you know. You're strong spirit, Taurus. If you unleash your potential, the guy you know beside you, especially if you're the man, the Taurus, you need to find to your strength, yeah. And if you're the woman, do not like patronize your guy. You want him to be in this strength and like power here in order to match you, Taurus. And I can see it here. I can see it. Some of you, you never build your emotional stability. You were too worried about your careers and your money. So that's, my loves, that was my reading for you, Taurus. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.